No, we're not prepared to hurt more. That's the problem. Huh? We got depth. Okay, we got a lot of people to choose from. So we've actually got a lot of skill factor. One reason. Okay, that's a good answer. Next answer. Why do Boys High win so much? Tradition. What is perfect? What does tradition mean? How does that old building there, being here for 132 years, help us win? How on earth can that have any impact? Pride. Okay? It's pride, and you're motivated. You're not going to let down that jersey. What else? Why else do we win?
Personal satisfaction.
Yeah, it could be, and that could come into that whole pride thing. But I reckon there's another thing. I reckon you've got unbelievably good coaches. You have a look around at the state of the coaches. You've got some sort of, some fella just turning up, 5:30, just done his work, can't really be bothered with one ball and half a cone. You've got truckloads of stuff, so you win because you've got really good coaches. Another reason, last reason, you've got to have a good one. You've got a winning mentality. Yes, we expect to win. So how come we're starting to lose? Why is that happening? Huh?
Don't want it as much. Well, I think it's going to come for granted.
Maybe other people are getting closer to us. And how come they're getting closer to us? Because they're flipping working harder and they hurt more. And they possibly are braver because they're thinking, how else are we going to beat these guys? They've got more skills than us, they've got better coaches than us, they've got a better program than us, they've got more to choose from than us. How do we do it? And they've gone back to simple basics of physical skills. They've gone in and they said we're going to be braver, we're going to be more collective, and we're going to be collective, we're going to be brave, and we're going to hurt more. Okay? We're prepared to hurt more. Halfway and back, go. Would that be?
Not enough work.
Maybe?
Working harder.
You're working harder? Could you, if you wanted to on Saturday, if someone said to you, I'll give you $100,000 if you work really, really hard, could you have worked harder on Saturday?
Yeah.
Well, how come you didn't? Because it's what you do when no one else is watching that counts. We were all watching you then, so you actually had to do stuff. But on a Saturday, you and I both know that you can hide in the game of rugby. There's 30 people on the field. If you don't want to push yourself, you don't have to, do you? Is that true? Yeah. You want to muck around and just drift over to the ruck and couldn't quite get there in time and give it this one. Guard dog, I'm on him. Yeah. Have a look at the next time you're watching the first 15 and watch a couple of guys do that. They do it every week. You know, if you videoed one person in this team and just to put the camera on you, how much work would you actually do? Who here would do the most work? Who do you reckon would do the most work? Who'd be the hardest worker here? Have we got one person that we think would be the hardest worker? Who's Nathan? You're the hardest worker, are you? They think, yeah, that's a compliment, I reckon. That'd be the ultimate compliment. Wouldn't it be nice if we could all say, well, actually there's no one person that stands out. I'm not going to ask you who the laziest person is, or the least worker, because that's not fair, and it may be wrong as well. But wouldn't it be nice if everybody was actually only pushing themselves at their own level? Because you've got a level, and you push yourself to it really, really hard. We've all got different levels. Yours might be faster than somebody else's, but it's still going at your own particular level. Remember that cell phone battery, guys. You have to drain it almost to the bottom by half time. That has to be the goal on Saturday. You drain it out completely. And if you're not tired, you've got to run faster. You've got to be annoyed with yourself. You've got to be hacked off and saying, I'm letting myself down, I'm letting the team down, I'm letting Christchurch Boys High School down, I'm letting my coaches down, I'm letting my parents who are watching on the sideline down, I'm letting everybody down. Worst of all, I'm letting myself down. I have to push myself harder. I have to be tired. Remember back to the practice we had on Thursday, and I haven't even gone hard, really. Let's face it. I mean, you've got a bit of sweat. Is anyone tired now? Anyone feel like they want to vomit? Like, that's tired. No one's real tired at the moment. Like, no one's falling on the ground, collapsing, vomiting, grabbing their heart and lungs and going, I've had enough. You're a bit tired. You've been worked a bit hard. But I mean, hell, do it on Saturday. This would be as long as a half time. You're back. Your cell phone battery's just gone back up to 75%. But you've smashed the bejesus, living bejesus out of the opposition, and their cell phone battery's still down at 30%. And your 75% is going to be plenty to fix it up in the second half. Plenty. Have a look at the State of Origin next time. Guys come off after 25 minutes. They don't come off because they're injured. They come off because they have just run themselves to the ground, totally and utterly ragged. All right, we're going to do some D. You guys here are going to D up on this line between the goal line and the corner. Okay. That's good. You've warmed up. How about you actually have a couple of goes like you mean at this time? All right. How about you go for some of those three things: collectiveness, CB, bravery, H, hurt. How about we actually do it this time, just for like 2? Because at the moment you're thinking, how long is this going to go? Like, oh, we want to go at attacking, and you're not really sure how long it's going to go for. So I'm telling you, you've got 2 runs at it. 2 goes where you're trying to get the ball off them, you're trying to stop them, okay? And after that, you're going to attack. So it's actually looked like we can actually put a little bit of those things in place, because at the moment it's going through the motions, and a lot of you aren't really all that knackered at the moment. Like, you're not that tired, let's face it, okay? So this, like next 2, you're going to go all out, and you're going to show them a little bit. They're just going to think you're going to go as you have been going in, which is, let's say, I don't know, let's say 50%, because I reckon there's a few bit more there. And you're going to amp it up. So you're never going to get 100 because you haven't learnt it yet. You're going to go up to about 70, all right? Let's really, really pig into them.
Let's go, boys.
2 sessions, okay? Let's go. Okay. Then how come you got better then, like then? How come? You just got better in the last 2 sets. Why was that?
Like playing some beats, like not
Yeah.
playing your mates.
Okay, so you wee bit of a focus on another group rather than playing against your own team. I just called them some beads on that last one. That was something enough to put a wee switch on. What else? How come?
Because you said we only had 2 sets.
That's right, I told you I only had 2 sets. I said you've only got 2 sets left. So they switched on. And they said, let's really go nuts for 2 sets and let's go through those things that we said. So you were just automatically collective and brave, and you hurt a bit. Because you thought, oh well, I don't have to not drain the tank out because I've only got 2 sets to go. So it's because I said it. So it was a switch on. So all of you have got this little brain going on here, this little person outside you that's telling you things. And we've all got it. Doesn't matter if you don't study that much for this exam. Doesn't really matter. So it's only worth a couple of credits. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about that. Doesn't matter if I run real hard at the moment, because, you know, I'll get fit later on. I can get fit later in the season. Or I'm really, really tired at the moment. So look, I've gone as hard as I can go. I'm going to have a rest now. That's as hard as I've gone hard, haven't I? I've pushed myself hard. I'm not, you know, that's it. I've had enough now. I don't really want to get up early and go to the gym because, you know, I went 3 days ago. So that's good enough. I'm happy with that. And that is that little voice that turns you off and stops you pushing and performing to your best. And what happened then was we turned that little voice off for a little time, for a bit of a time. So we said, look, hang on, how about we do that? So when can we do that on a Saturday? Because let's say we can't do it for the whole game. How can we turn off that little thing that's just driving us insane and telling us not to push ourselves hard? First 5 minutes we can do that. When else can we do it? Last 5 minutes we can do that. When else? Anytime. Maybe you can have a call for it. Maybe you can just say, geez, we're actually not going that well. How about we CBHS it up, boys? Because you'll all know what it means now. It's like a really easy CBHS. Oh, I know what that means. Collectiveness, a brave, hurt, skill. All right, so you can actually just switch it on and switch it off. And you can be there on the defensive line, and the ref says, rightio, scrum here, and they're about to go, just say, CBHS, boys, CBHS, and everybody knows, and everybody switches on, and you can just get rid of that little thing in your head that's telling you to be useless and slack and pathetic, because it's human nature, because we like to rest, we like to sit on the couch and eat mellow puffs and drink Coke. It's just what humans do. Don't actually like pushing themselves that much because it hurts a little bit. It hurts a little bit too much. People don't like it. So you can actually tune in and tune out. Defence got better. It wasn't great, it wasn't bad, really. Attack I thought was quite sharp, quite aggressive, quite snarly. So maybe it'll be the same the other way around. Okay? So what we're going to do is just get puffed a little bit again, hate to tell you. So if you just go for a gentle, not ridiculously 100 miles an hour like you did before, just around both fields, the first field and the second field, and come back and meet us here. Away you go.